Let's try it again, second time. So I do it again. Let's see if people will join me now, if more people can see me. Because I was already live and there are many people, they said, hey, I didn't receive a notification. I couldn't see you are live. Let's see if it works out this time. If more people are watching. If not, then I would try it later or tomorrow or whatever. So I was not online many days. So I'm so sorry. I'm processing so strong. You see, no makeup. I'm very tired. It's like maybe I have the same thing. You can sleep and sleep and sleep and sleep and sleep and you're still tired. Yeah, we are processing strong. There's really a lot happening. So it's not easy for me to explain this. Oh, I see this time more likes. So it looks like this time more people see I'm live. Yeah, I think this time. Yeah, this time I think it's better. So please let me know for all the new subscribers. Did you receive a notification this time? So, or can you see me? I'm live. So when you take a click onto my TikTok channel, can you see I'm live? Or is it not visible? I just want to know. I'm curious. Okay, interesting. It's also interesting. There are some different people watching now. Okay, very strange. Yeah, it's very strange. Yeah, I try to say. Someone says yes, it's visible. Let's try it with my own phone. 1 second. So maybe I can check it myself also. Because I'm curious. Because something strange is happening on social media as well. Maybe you do agree. Okay, I cannot see it by myself, so it's not working. Okay, so I think this time someone says, no, it isn't. Okay, but this time more likes. So I think they attack us. Yeah, it's pretty strong at the moment. You see me. Okay. So even when you take a click onto my TikTok channel, so you see I'm live. So I hope so. Yeah. Okay, so I think I speak very intuitive. So I also offer PayPal donation readings as well. So you see, I think when you open up the TikTok live stream, let's check if it's still working here. 1 second. Now you can see it. Okay, it was deactivated, I see. But I cannot send it to myself, which is very strange. Oh no, now the description is not working again. Okay, let's try it. Okay, very strange. Why is this not working exactly? 1 second. So I hope now it's working. Okay, so I hope you can see the description now, but this time I see more likes and more people are watching now. So it seems like this time it works. Okay, Marcel is also here. How cool. Yeah, I also offer a PayPal donation readings. So for all those which know my previous TikTok channel, which is banned, right? So I over and over did PayPal donation based readings. So I don't know if you can see the description now in my live stream. So minimum donations are $22.22 for spirit guide readings. Starseed readings are $33.33 and energy healings are $44.44. And you find my PayPal donation link here. So when you take a click onto my TikTok channel, you will see my link tree in my bio, and then you will see my PayPal donation link. So then I can do a live reading here for you on TikTok. Thank you so much, Jennifer, for your kind compliment. Yes, it's very strange. I'm freezing, but I'm also sweating. It is very strange. It's like we are detoxing from so much and we try to restore the ancient grids. And that's why I feel it's so hard at the moment for us stars. It's very hard. So, you know, my prayers to Hawaii and to all the other countries as well, because it's not just Hawaii. I mean, this is the most well-known shocking news, but even in other countries, islands, you know, it is exact the same again. So, and what is this? So that's a very good question, what this is. I try to explain it to you what I see energetically, but just pick up what resonates with your heart. Maybe I'm mistaken, because we are all in this. At one hand, The good news are Sophia Christ already returned. So I talk about the energy of Christ. I talk about the ancient grids from the divine matrix. It's already back. So maybe you do agree, the energy was already lighter. And I talk about the sun. The sun color is changing. The sun is brighter as ever before. The energy is becoming lighter, actually. The good news are that these high vibrational codes are already here. And we have the chance now to anchor them. But you must stay in your heart to do so. This means when you over and over go back into fear, into these ego battles. I see so much ego battles in the spiritual community, especially there. Especially in the spiritual community, there's so much war. So, and this is what I'm getting exactly what they want. They want to see us all fighting instead of uniting. You understand? Because when we are all divided, we cannot create a lighter world together. We cannot. And this is what I'm getting. They attack all alternative communities very strong because all these alternative communities, they have the power to create new systems or lighter systems on earth or lighter communities. But they don't want us to see in unity because they want to come with their AI empire, okay? It's like we just stand in their way, so to speak, because maybe the collective will see as well. And they are after, how shall I explain that, the collective. So, and the collective is like slowly waking up. Slowly they see, yeah, something is off with the government. Something is off with the government. They slowly realize, but they cannot see yet. But more and more people are guided now to alternative content, alternative information. So, and they want to see all alternative communities divided. This is just what I see. Because when we are all divided, when we are all fighting each other, when we are doing these ego battles, at one hand, we are no true inspiration. We cannot inspire other people when they see us fighting as well. And we are very weak. We lose so much power and energy. So this is, in first case, what I'm getting about the spiritual community and about all alternative communities. What I'm getting, yeah, they target us and they attack us strong. What I'm also getting is that the Christ is already here. I talk about the crystals energies. And now actually we have time to anchor them. But you must keep your hearts open. Because when you type into this war, for example, Jupiter sounding, is good for beginners. As this humans say, to live is to consume. So, and this entire system is based on consuming. But you have the power. So, and it starts with this. What are we consuming? What news? What food? What do we buy? So it's us. Yeah. So, and when we change our behavior, so they must change as well. Actually, they are depending on us because they need our energy. Okay? So you must claim your power and see how strong you are. Imagine when all people would realize this simple thing. Yeah, it's really just about I change what I consume. Really, you can already do so much. You buy different food, you buy organic food, you buy much less, or do you really need the newest car? You understand what I'm talking about. So it starts with this, and you already change the system because you just change what you consume. You understand? So the entire system is based on this. This means their system also has some holes or there are some weaknesses. You understand? And when you know their weaknesses, because they know our weaknesses as well, from Astasids and empaths, why not? When you know their weaknesses, you know what to do. What they don't understand is your soul. This is their weakness. They don't understand your intuition, and they don't understand your soul. And this is the strongest protection. So trust the first feeling you have, the first intuition. They cannot translate because they have no mercy. There is no empathy, nothing. So this means this is their weakness. They don't see it as weakness. They see the strength to have no mercy, no empathy. But actually, you know what I'm talking about. Even their system, like, oh, wow, I already can bring a change when I just change what I consume. Really? Yes, we do a lot. Imagine when all people would do this, suddenly the system changes already. And this is just the beginning. So it also starts with your consciousness. So how do you see life? So expand your consciousness. So there's so much more. And this is what we can do right now. And I over and over received a message. We starseeds must unite slowly. Building communities and not wasting our time in telling each other, hey, this just happened because you were in a low vibration. This is bullshit. Because you as a starseed, you came here with a more high vibrational frequency to the rest. So, and I don't talk about you are better than other people, but you can see it. Your frequency is brighter. Your light is brighter. So this means you already carry more high vibrational energies as the collective, for example. So that's why they were able to see, oh, many indigos are incarnating because their vibration is lighter. They have a very interesting aura, right? So we recognize each other because of our eyes, by the way. So most of us, we have very interesting eyes, galactic eyes, cosmic eyes. So this means we already have a very high vibrational energy, which is a little bit brighter to most people. So, and then we tell each other this just happened because you were in a low vibration. This is bullshit. You are here and you carry already a more high vibrational energy with you. So what I know is how shall I explain this? They don't like this high vibrational energies. They can hardly deal with this. I talk about Christ. Christ means you stay in your heart. So you see with your heart. And they don't understand. And then they're losing control. They believe. And when they believe now they're losing control over you, they're going totally nuts. And they shoot around. And this is what they do at the moment. That's what I see. They're literally going crazy. And they attack specific grids and areas just to suppress the energy on Earth. Because these high vibrational codes from Sophia, they're already anchoring. And the sun is getting brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter with each day. The solar flares are becoming stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. So in other words, they fight for their survival. So actually it's sad, but I see they're fighting for their survival. So now they just shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot, and they hope they can hold on their transhuman agenda. Okay, so that's all about. There is not more right now. So when we don't see, I talk about the starseeds, what's going on, what they are planning. And we really waste our time in being so rude with each other. We will not unite. It's just our ego battles. So, but what if a person, right, which is high vibrational, suddenly got attacked? So, and you believed, wow, this person is my hero, my savior, a big inspiration. So, and we believed, for example, these New Age teachings, nothing will ever happen to you the more high vibrational you are. This is what we told each other. And suddenly this high vibrational spiritual teacher got attacked, has an accident, or they banned this person on TikTok or on Instagram, however. So how should we explain this? Over and over and over again, being so rude, or even the same with Hawaii. Can we tell these people which are suffering now and begging for help, they were just in a low vibration? That's why they attacked Hawaii. You understand slowly what this is? This is a New Age program. And you know the program behind all this, what this is? It's just what I see. This program was installed for us starseeds to defend the toxic ones. Because we have the potential to see them very clear, or maybe you already saw them or you felt them, and now we're defending them. So, and I know many people, they taught these teachings until they saw now what happened in Hawaii, for example, or they are on vacation on Hawaii, and now they saw with their own eyes how dark these beings are, how brutal, cruel, no mercy, and ice cold. And they don't give a damn about it if you are heart-centered, high vibrational, if you carry traumas or not. You understand? So they're running on a software that there is no mercy, nothing. So, and my biggest hope is that people slowly understand in a spiritual community with what we are dealing with and what really happened here. So this means my message again, we must unite, but we must see what's happening here. Because when we don't see what's happening here, and we tell each other over and over these rude things, that's just what I see. They try to hijack these communities again. Okay, this is what they do. They use, how shall I explain that? Energy weapon, technology, AI technology. It's Enki, by the way, I see. In first case, it's really him. Enki and his army. Okay, so they are very intelligent because they know us humans in all detail, and they controlled all timelines once also. They controlled everything once. It was their empire. It was their simulation, like you see it in Jupiter ascending. No, and they don't want to give up their empire. You see, so, and we're just claiming our power slowly. And this is the reason why so many of us are here. We are just here to transcend all these timelines, these illusions, the false matrix. And we bring just back the codes from Sophia and Christ. And we help people to remember what this is. This is all we can do. Starseeds, I also received a message. We already did so much for the people. And you see now, you cannot help them all. Thank you so much for all the flowers and for the gifts. I'm very happy when this helps you. So really, we cannot help them all. You see, it's their choice. It's their choice if they believe the propaganda again on the news, right? What happened in Hawaii, you know all this. Or if they are really willing to dive deeper and look behind the veil, it's their choice. But what you can do is be the inspiration you want to see. When the people are ready to know, they are guided to us. But we cannot do this to them or to push them harder because they refuse more. Because they are already so afraid and so scared, because slowly even the collective feels something is off with the government. I mean, slowly it's getting very obvious. Even in Germany with the government, hey, what's going on with them, right? So this means they are already on the right path, so to speak. They are already on the right path. But they cannot see who is controlling all this. And you know this pyramid, it is very complicated. So, and what I'm also getting is we must have compassion for our sisters and brothers because they have the chance to see this the first time. And this never happened in history. Never. That's also a reason why we are here. Many of us, we were just curious and we wanted to witness the shift here. So, and what I'm also getting is, and I already talked about it a few times, and for us, it makes no sense for us starseeds. But you know my take on about the disclosure. I see someone donated. Thank you so much. I will do your reading soon. For us starseeds, it makes no sense, right? But the people, how shall I explain this? They need the disclosure through the commercial media. The government, the commercial news must expose what's happening. The collective will never ever believe it. So you see what they still do when a whistleblower, a starseed, or, you know, a conspiracy theorist speaks about all this. Most people still refuse. They don't believe it. But when the government or the commercial news, you know, CNN and all these channels, when they would expose what's really happening, maybe people will believe it then. But before, no, they will never believe it. This is what I see. And for us, it makes no sense. Like, oh gosh, now we wait for a savior. We wait for the government. We wait for Jesus Christ, right? But most people, they still hold on the hijacked matrix. And they believe this hijacked matrix is real. And they also believe this is the only way how life works. And they lied to them since childhood. They lied. So for the people, it's normal and it feels familiar when people lie to them. They even trust a person more which lies as a person which speaks truth. Because for the people, it's normal. It's normal. right? We were born in a lie. And for us, it's normal when people are all lying, isn't it? So, and they are triggered by people, which mean it good, because it's strange. It's an uncomfortable feeling because everyone just lied and no one meant it ever good with me, isn't it? And this is what's going on. So, and my take on is a big disclosure or a global disclosure will just happening when the news or the government speaks official or something happens soon. I talk about the government. And it's so obvious, everyone will see. And no one will suppress that information. Here in Germany, no one, almost no channel speaks about what's going on in Hawaii. So they suppress that information so strong here. So when they talk about Hawaii, you know, climate change. So when they talk about here in Germany, so it's like we live really in our own bubble. It's like we don't see what's going on around Germany for real. It's like we just stay in our German bubble. There is nothing happening, really, because they don't allow it that even external information or more alternative information from the USA is coming to Germany. Really, it's hard energetically. So, and I feel something like this must happen. Otherwise, I see no change for the people. No, because I see the collective already made their choice. And they hold on the hijack matrix. You understand? Because they have no other idea. So how to live, because they believe this is normal. This way of living is normal. But you know it's not. You always knew. So, but have compassion. Because when you are the inspiration, when you just spread your love, starseeds, we did so much. I tell you, over and over and over again, we do so much work. What I also see is we do so much grid work right now. We try to restore the holes. Because I still see above Lemuria, Hawaii, there is a hole in the grid. A very strange hole. And maybe you feel this too, that very dark energies are coming down again. I don't know if you see this. I see this or I feel this. It's very dark. A dark energy, which is very suppressive, is coming down to Earth. The reason I feel is Hawaii. Yeah, they really created something like a hole into it with the lasers. Yeah, something like this. You know, and at the moment they attack other areas as well, all over the world, because, you know, the Sophianic grids already returned. And we starseeds, we just anchoring them here to stabilize these new grids. It's actually just about grid work, and they know. That's why they over and over attack ley lines, high vibrational energies. Just with the goal of suppressing the ascension process. That's all about. And we, in other words, we just stand in their way. This is the reason why they attack us so much. At the moment, yes. And the last trial is to divide us starseeds. They try to do the same as they once did it in Egypt, in Atlantis, and in Lemuria. It was over and over the same game they played. They tried to divide our starseeds. That we don't know, even with starseeds, is he true? Is he true? Is she true? Is she real? Is she fake? That we are all doing this to each other, even as starseeds. And we cannot unite either. Because then maybe we'll do agree to their empire. So this is the last trial. And this is what I'm getting about the energies right now. So no fear. Because I see in higher dimensions, 5D, 6D, 7D, it's already peaceful. But just 4D and 3D is absolute chaos. But when you study the laws of quantum, you know everything what happened in the future must come down back to the past. You understand? So this is what I see right now. Actually, there is more to say. We also expand our consciousness very strong with starseeds. Yeah, we expand our consciousness very strong right now. Because now you have the chance to see through the new age software, I call it software, they installed as well. Because these beings, which are AI, they are no real anymore. These are digital beings. Yeah, they're working with program softwares they install, and you can call it the new age software. Okay? So, and not everything is destructive, don't get me wrong, but they hijacked. They hijacked with their deception, with their twisted teachings. That's all about. And now you slowly begin to see through this as well. And you have the chance now, starseeds, through this dark event which occurred on Hawaii, you have the chance now to see what's really happening here. Don't be afraid to see this. Because the more you expand your consciousness, the more you claim your free will and you go back to Christ. That's all about. So, and when we really see what's happening here, finally we really can unite. And we can build communities and we stand together. No one can hijack and infiltrate a community, spreading fear, war, division, or whatever. And that's what they did. And I witnessed many, many starseed communities. They tried it, but they believed this deception. So suddenly they were all fighting here in Germany. I saw a few. They invited me to join. They invited me to come or to work active on this community. But I always saw, no, they don't hold together. They are not grounded enough. They believe too much this simulation, too much the deception. And then I was right. A few months later, I witnessed it with a very amazing starseed community. They invited me for 3 or 4 years ago already, and I saw it coming. So then a few months later, they were all fighting suddenly. These were all enemies suddenly. And then they broke up this community and they all, went separate ways. But they all knew each other and they called each other soul brother, soul sister. They were hugging each other, right? Good friends. And suddenly they were all fighting each other because they just believed this new age deception. I talk about the infiltration again by the dark force is true. Yeah, and then they were divided suddenly and I had to watch, how they broke up with this community. And then they all, left this community. And this is what I saw many times, to be honest. And this is also a message I see. We must be very aware of how they play. And as mentioned, now you see it. When you open your heart, when you are not afraid to see, no bypassing is not working anymore. Telling people you were just in a low vibration, that's why they attack you, is all not working anymore. Or can we tell these people in Hawaii they were just in a low vibration? They attracted it? No. Why? This all makes no sense. And even if it's so, it's no excuse. It's not an excuse because a being which embodies Christ would never have the idea to attack a person which needs help or is in a low vibration or is depressive, or do you? I cannot. When I see a person is living on the street and asks for help, so I cannot do this to this person, isn't it? Which is pure. And this is the new age bullshit that we tell this person which lives on the streets, they just attack you because you are in a low vibration, And the answer is so simple. Help each other, listen to each other. So because when you stay here in your heart, I would never have the idea to do this, isn't it? So even if it's so, and they attracted this because they were in a low vibration, actually it's sad when people have the idea to attack a person which needs help, isn't it? So this is the infiltration. This is what we learn from the false matrix. This is normal. Like the outsider, right? At school, the same. Many times, children which were the outsider in school, these were the most intelligent beings, the most high vibrational souls or empaths, right? Or, okay, maybe they had autism or whatever it is. But especially these outsiders, they got bullied so strong. Why? Because they never fit into a box. They never belonged to the system. Or they were a little bit thinking outside the system. And the children, already start to bullying other children, which are a little bit different to the rest, or do look a little bit different to the rest, or are also the outsider. So it's exact the same program that we tell this person, for example, which has autism, they just attack you because you are in a low vibration. They just attack you because it's a karma from a past life. You understand? It's like we defend this destructive system ourselves and tell this person, which is highly intelligent, it's simply your problem. You must increase your vibration. The only way that people stop bullying at this child is when this child is doing exact the same to the rest. I tell you, when this child is doing exact the same to the rest, looks in the same way to the rest, even the style, the clothing, the behavior, they will stop. They will stop mocking and bullying this child. You will see. This is what we support many times in the spiritual community, this toxic teachings. Do you understand slowly? So, and because you see now what happens in Hawaii again, now we have the chance to see this. And my biggest hope is that many starseeds are waking up now from this deception in the spiritual community. I talk about these twisted teachings, and they knew many starseeds will incarnate now. They knew they had to be so creative to catch us, right? And we don't see the whole picture and just see, oh yeah, they attacked this child. Okay, he has autism. Yeah, they attacked this child. Okay, yeah, it's the problem of this child, right? It's simply your problem because you have autism, isn't it? This is so toxic, isn't it? And we continue with the same, just the label changed. And this is not Christ. Christ helps those which really need help. Christ has compassion, especially for those which seek out for help. So maybe you had the same as a starseed, and I had this, to be honest, when I saw that other child got bullied because this child was a little bit different to the rest, or the outsider, and they bullied at this child. I just had compassion for the child. So I didn't defend the others, which did these horrible things. So I was worried about this child, about this victim. So, and I tried to help them. A few times I remember I did it with children, with others, and I was speaking to them. No one spoke to them. These were always the outsiders. And then they were always staring at me. Why is Sandra talking to them or to him? He's so stupid. He's so strange. Why is she talking to him anyway? And I tell you, most of the time, these people, they were so kind. They were so intelligent, hypersensitive, but they had no support. I remember when I was 19, right? So I did my first job and sometimes I went into school again. And they did it even when you are older, the same, yeah? It doesn't depend on how old you are. I was already 19 or 20. So, and they did it with other young man. And he wore some glasses, I remember, and he was very intelligent. Yeah, and I immediately saw that he is very intelligent, but he is shy. He is introvert. He's not behaving in the same way to the other guys, right? No Nike shoes. You know what I'm talking about? Gangster digger, not this way. Just intelligent. He was quiet. He was listening. So, and he was very good in working with technology. With computers, I remember. Very intelligent. But most people, they just bullied him because he was different. So, and I remember that I spoke to him many times. So because I was so sorry. And I saw he's a very intelligent and a kind person. And they misunderstood him all. And then I remember I spoke to him a few times, and he was so nervous. He was so nervous this way. He was just nervous and shy and afraid because he was afraid I will bully at him too. You understand? So, and I was just listening to him, and then he started to talk more and more, and then he realized, no, I'm not mocking him. So I'm really interested in to know him and to talk to him. I remember the other people from the classroom, they were standing together in a group, and they were just staring at me like, you know what they also told about him? He's Gollum. You look like Smeagol, like Gollum from Lord of the Rings. You're so ugly. And these were young adults in the age of 20. 20. And they behaved in exact the same way. They said he looks like Gollum. He's Smeagol. He looks so ugly. Really, this is what they told him. And he was so nervous this way, right? He was so scared and so afraid. So over and over and over again. And then I remember I talked to him and I was curious to know him better because I just saw he's a kind person. And this group, the whole classroom, they were just standing there, over there, and they all stared at me. And they were just talking bad about me. And slowly, because I spoke to him, they started to bully at me as well, slowly. And they tried to find my weaknesses as well. And I was always the endless mystery at school. Like, she looks a little bit like us. She's doing her own thing, but she looks a little bit like us. She behaves like us, but she is not like us. So the people were always confused with me. You understand? And then they started to mock me as well. So, and what has this to do with the low vibration? Explain this to me. I asked the spiritual community, what has this to do with the low vibration? When I saw he was a very high vibrational soul, he never had true support and he was just afraid and scared because he had to go through so much in his life. So is that an excuse? No, we must protect these people because these are people that bring a change. These are always the outsiders already. You see it in school. So it's just my take on. So, and we must protect them. So in Christ, I talk about Sophia Christ, will have love for them all, compassion for them all, and would never have the idea to tell these people, like, my class roommate once, hey, this just happened because you are in a low vibration. Oh, I see that you have much karma to release, but he was such a kind young man. He was just shy and introvert. That's it. You understand? So, and this is the system. So, and when it would stop with him, put on your newest Nike shoes, right? Listen to all the music they listen to, behave in the same way as everyone behaves. So then I promise you it would stop. Immediately it would stop. And I witnessed it myself. As I had long hair and I did everything what society expected from me to do, almost no one bullied me. But as I started to shave my hair, I was a skinhead suddenly, and I put it on the clothes I wanted to wear. I go through the same judgments many times, but I'm happy with myself. So I love to do what I do. So even with my hair, with my outfits. So, and I trigger them. So I'm happy with myself, but they are simply triggered because, hey, you do something what they don't understand. Do you see this? It's all twisted and inverted. They have a problem, not me. They have a problem when they fight me, when I'm happy with myself. You understand? It's all inverted and twisted. So let's see. There were some people that donated now. Man, I talked so much now. So a new fake channel is watching my live stream. You see it again. That's exactly I say. So even when you do what you love, so not everyone will like you guys. Not everyone will see you guys. But do you know what? The right people will always stand by your side. And this is my big wish for the spiritual community slowly to realize this. I mean, we feel it in our hearts, isn't it? When you are an empath, when you have a soul, you feel it in your heart if it's good or not. So, and we must spread more compassion, more love. So instead of fighting and blaming people, even other starseeds, and this is what I see, this is the last straw by the toxic force that try to divide us starseeds now. Because they know who we are, they know we are here for this change, we are here to do powerful grid work, and we are here to bring back Christ. And this is exactly the frequency they hate. They don't like this energy. It's fucking hurting them that we're sending our love, compassion when we unite. So, but we must stand strong. So this means it's just my take on when we starseeds build a community. We must stay in our heart and really help each other. And I witnessed many starseed communities in Germany. Boom. it never worked out because they believed this infiltration and this deception more than their hearts. And then they were all triggered by each other and they saw just everyone's weakness suddenly. Yeah, you have a karma from a past life. That's a problem. You are just triggered by my words because you have a trigger in you. So this is what they did over and over again. And instead of staying focused on the vision, on the goal, no, this is your weakness. You have a weakness. There is a weakness. You right? This is what we do many times in the spiritual community instead of seeing each other's potential and gifts. So, and I tell you many times I saw this here in Germany. Just saying. Okay, so I received a donation by Simona and by Melissa Hedden. Thank you so much. So I hope, guys, you are still here. I see so many people are sending comments here. I'm so sorry, when I talk, blah, blah, blah. It's not easy for me to check all comments. But I see many people are here now. Hi, much love to you. We are under attack. Yes, of course. So maybe you do agree that especially these outsiders at school, they bring the change. These were mostly those with a very high vibrational energy, but simply misunderstood. I'm here, you say. So you are Simona? I don't know. Or are you Melissa? Oracle? I don't know. My daughter is bullied because she's struggling in a new kid in a small, close spiritual community. Yes, I'm very sorry to hear this. Yeah. I see for the children, it's very important also to build a lighter world. So this is just what I'm getting. Yeah, we must unite and we are anchoring all these high vibrational codes. And I over and over see we just restore these high vibrational codes because I still see there is a whole energetic hall above Lemuria, Hawaii now. What we do is we do powerful grid work together and we try to fix it. Yeah. And this is what I see. There are some dark energies entering 3D again. Dark energies, a portal or something. I don't know if you feel this too, but it's very strange. Okay. So I see Simona is here. Let's check energy healing. Okay. So let's do this. Let's see what I'm getting. I dive into your energy. First of all, I see that all your chakras are balanced, to be honest. I don't see a lot. I see your crown chakra is open, your third eye is open, your throat chakra, I feel. Here, it feels like speak more your truth. I don't know if you do. I feel, actually you have a strong throat chakra, but at the moment it feels like you don't express it. Or you hide, or you keep it as a secret, or your emotions, or everything you feel. I feel you must give yourself more space in self-expression, like artwork, music, speaking, or have a diary book, even when it sounds strange, but the energy must flow. We must speak our truths. So even when you keep it yourself and you have a diary book, but really the energy must get out, it must flow, and I feel it here. In my throat. I don't know if it's true what I see, but work more on your self-expression. Yeah, allow yourself more to express your soul and your true feelings. Yeah, your heart a little bit too. I see something here, but it's not much, to be honest. When I dive into your solar plexus, your sacral chakra, I feel your 3 lower chakras are working just fine. I see just here and here your heart a little bit. I asked, do I get some cords? No ties? I see also your aura is strong. I see that your soul is fully in your body. It's just about your throat chakra and your heart chakra. What I can do for you is I send you protection. I work with the crystalline codes from Sophia in first case, and maybe these codes are helping you to anchor it. I also see, I don't know if it's right what I see, you are thinking a lot, too much. You think many, many times too much. I don't know if this is true what I see. And it's like your thoughts are running many, many times here. And you give them too much attention, your thoughts. I don't know if this is right what I see. It's like, oh gosh, your head is going crazy, right? But then you give your thoughts too much space and too much attention. That's what I see. So I don't know if this resonates, But that's what I'm getting. Yeah, go more back into your heart and just speak your truth. Then you're already fully aligned being, because we are already in alignment. So every day we are already in alignment. So it's just about, are you aware of it or not? And the more you stay in your heart, the more you are aware of it, that you are already perfect the way you are. So this means we are always in alignment. It's just my take on. It's not a goal to achieve, because you already are. Okay. So let's do this. I sing now in light language and just anchoring the codes. Saria mai telitana soya kuya lithana saria telitamasa yanetiseya yakusea ria. Speak your truth, xoroi alaitinitama roik actua mai sanarayas. Speak alestaroita uitamasara ikiasanaitulusunoya. Release, xoroi telatama saya staya tenis. Kisa, release, ksa etelitase. Aitilitamai kitirit anasaya tidesaya alatanasaya, anchoring the codes, kalasaya, open your heart, release, litinia, stay in your heart, aletinetase. Aitilitama rais nikiatinita masaya. Dilitanakait emiterata sayatuno sokori etinisaya. You are protected. Lishiniya shielding litikita musaria aitilithana saya takasa. Human lesum furan litim sitikara. You are protected. Litinisaya, shielding. Litinisaya, tinitakurit amataya. Stay in your heart, Speak your truth. Okay, I did the healing onto you now. Thank you so much. Welcome. A fake channel of myself is watching my live stream again. Very, very interesting. Thank you so much, guys. So, next on the list we have Melissa Hedden. So thank you so much, Melissa, for trusting in my service again. Yeah, you're already laughing. Yeah, it's over and over the same. So simply keep going, guys, and spread your love. Yeah, maybe, I don't know how many people will donate today. Maybe I can dive deeper into it, what I'm getting, what the false matrix is, the hijack matrix. I mean, I over and over talk about it too. They also try to hijack the spiritual community with their deception, with their twisted teachings, and maybe I can break it down a little bit more later. So, thank you so much. Where is Melissa? Thank you so much, Chef Retired. You're so lovely and so cute. Yeah, she over and over shares with you my service when she's online. Amazing. Yeah, you are here. Super. So for all those which are interested in having a live reading with me too on TikTok, you find my TikTok channel here and you will see my link tree attached. These are PayPal readings and you find my link tree in my bio in which you see my PayPal link. Minimum donations are $22.22 US for spirit guide readings. Starseed readings are $22.22 US. And live energy healings are, as I did it for Simona, or $44.44 US. So when you fill it, then we can do the live reading together. So maybe I pinned a comment by a second. Then you can see it again. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, so I read your message, Melissa. Guidance from your higher self. Okay, let's see what I feel for you. In first case, I feel you have much protection. I see many different beings, guides with you. I see especially fairies, elves. I also see dragons. Two dragons. I see fairies and elves. And the message I get by them is, by all these fairy beings, thank you so much for the gift, is spend more time in nature. I don't know why I received this message. They tell me you can work more in nature. Do you have an idea what they are talking about? Because the message I receive is you can do more when you stay in nature. I feel they talk about grid work because you also do grid work. And you are a good channeler. You are very intuitive. And you are very good in receiving messages. That's what I'm getting. So, and when you ground yourself, when you spend time in nature, so then you can do grid work stronger. And I'm also getting is for you, I don't know if you publish content. So I remember I did many times readings for you, but I cannot remember, to be honest, if I already told you this. If you publish content, maybe you can do healing, energy healing, and you record your energy healings in nature. You understand? Like you have a microphone with you or your camera with you, and you record your energy healing live in nature. And you publish it on your social media account. That's what I see. And they tell me you need the connection to nature more than ever before, they say. Because I feel you are also doing grid work in nature and you receive more messages from the spirits. And because I see many fairies, elves, and dragons around you at the moment, maybe that's why. Because, you know, they live in the forest, especially fairies and elves and all the elementals. So that's what I see too. And I also see a little bit water. Maybe you also can do energy healings close to water. Because I see the mermaid energy also when I dive into energy water. It's like you also clean and you purge a lot out, I see. I don't know if it's right, but I see you clean and purge a lot out, detoxing. I also see, I don't know if it's right what I see, are you sweating strong currently? Or is your smell changing? I talk about your body. Or the taste in your mouth changing? If yes, they tell me connect a little bit more with water, they say. Because then you can heal and purge this, how shall I explain this? Not blockages, but this old stuff out better. That's what I see too, water as well. But in first case, I see trees, I see the forest. So maybe you can publish your energy healings and you record it in nature. But I see you are on your soul's mission. So don't worry, don't overthink. Mouth has been dry, you say. Okay, interesting. Yeah, maybe that's why I see water as well. Yeah, we must drink much water at the moment. So I notice it myself. It's like it's a mix of I'm freezing and I'm sweating. So strange. Now it's warm again in Germany. It was so cold. Now it's warm, very hot again, but I'm still freezing and I'm sweating at the same time. It's so strange. That's why I have a jacket on. So actually it's hot already. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's what I see for you, and connect with water as well. So and continue with your amazing work, and you are a strong intuitive healer. That's all they say, and don't question yourself so much. Okay. So thank you so much for trusting in my service. So I remember you left a comment on Marcel's TikTok channel, right? So my twin flame, Marcel. So, and you asked for me. So I was so honored to see your comment, because Marcel showed me that you left a comment and you asked for me, that you were worried. Yes, so they banned my original TikTok channel 3 or 4 weeks ago now. So, and now I try to build up everything again. But this is my original account. It's just official Akua 144. And there is no dot, there is no hyphen, there is nothing in between. Just official Akura 144. There is not more. This is my only account. Yeah, let's see what happens there. But I feel the energy on social media is strange right now. It's strange. And what I'm also getting is, and I over and over see the same, and I don't know why. Sometimes I feel Instagram vibrates lighter to TikTok, and sometimes TikTok vibrates lighter to Instagram again. Do you see this too? Because I see many times this switch. Sometimes I feel Instagram is lighter and TikTok is very crazy and strange. Sometimes TikTok is lighter again and Instagram is very strange. I don't know, but this is what I notice. And at the moment I feel TikTok is lighter again. It's so strange, but for a couple of weeks ago, TikTok was absolute chaos and Instagram was lighter. And now I feel TikTok is lighter again and Instagram is heavier. It's just what I notice. You know, maybe it's because of the founders. You know, maybe it's a war between Mark Zuckerberg and, you know, China. Who knows? I don't know. But it's very strange. I don't know if you notice the same, but that's just what I observe myself. I don't know. And at the moment, I feel TikTok is quieter again and lighter. I don't know. I hate Instagram. I can't stay on this platform. I deleted my account. Yeah, interesting, because everyone says something else. So when I publish content on Instagram, most people which use Instagram, they don't use TikTok. And they say the same about TikTok. Oh, TikTok is just horrible. Don't go online on TikTok. It's just horrible. And many times when I publish content on TikTok, so they say the same about Instagram. And that's very funny. Yeah, so yeah, also don't take it so seriously, guys, because when you take everything too seriously, so you're really going crazy slowly. That's why, yeah, sometimes we must laugh as well. Okay. I see it's quiet today. So maybe I can say something a little bit about the hijack matrix and what I'm getting, what this is. Okay. And I try to break it down and maybe it's helping you to discern, but just pick up what resonates with your heart because this is just what I see. Okay. At the moment, I see it in this way. So if you will, and I already talked about it a few times, and maybe you noticed the same, there is a spiritual split happening. I see the same in the starseed community. There is a starseed community split happening between the Antichrist and Christ. You understand? So they try to pull as many people as possible into their anti-Christic spiritual awakening. Because the plan by the dark force and the negative alien agenda is just what I see is they want to see us having a global starseed awakening or a spiritual awakening. They want. This is their plan because they know they cannot hold on the old ways. They cannot. So what I see is they want to see us a global spiritual awakening, but they want to merge us in a one world religion. You understand? It's like at the beginning, it's like, wow, now we are breaking free and so on. But in return, it's a cage, and it's a very horrible cage, a one world religion. So, and what I'm getting is that they try to hijack the spiritual community because they want from us to push this empire ourselves. So, and how do you realize this? It's over and over the same cycle. True soul connection is not happening. It's just blah, 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 fake, this way. But when you need help, no one is there. Or something bad happens to you as a starseed, it's all your fault suddenly. But you are here with a more high vibrational energy. You were born with it, with this frequency. People saw it in your eyes or in your aura. So you as a starseed, you already have a more high vibrational energy to many people. So this means this is not working. One of these infiltration is to wait for a savior. So, and you know it already from the religious propaganda, we gave our power away to Jesus Christ, right? We must pray for our sins. We wait for a Messiah to return. And this is exact the same. they try to hijack the spiritual community with the exact same program. And it's called, how should I explain that? The fake alien invasion? Or that we give our power away to an extraterrestrial, to an ascended master, to a god, or to, you know what I'm talking about. It's actually over and over the same program. Give your power away to a deity. And if this deity is called Lord Jesus Christ, Yahweh, Allah, whoever, doesn't matter. The program, the infiltration is always give your power away to someone else. Give your power away to the government, give your power away to the doctor, give your power away to the farmer. It's really over and over the same program. So, and they knew many starseeds will incarnate and have vibrational souls, indigos, crystal souls, and so on. They tried to install the same. It's a fake, how should I explain that? It's a fake spiritual awakening. It's hard to explain this for me. It's about giving your power away to an extraterrestrial or to an alien agenda, and they do it for you. So this means you don't have to work on yourself because there is a deity and this deity is doing it for you 100%. So, and they just want to do this because when you claim your power, when you stay in your heart space, maybe you will start healing yourself. For example, maybe you will find other ways to help yourself. Or maybe we unite, we are responsible for our own actions. You understand? It's like we just free ourselves from the prison. And it's a mind prison. And it's over and over and over the same codes they share. In other words, they created AI programs, a copy from our team, so to speak. And they almost look the same way as our team. And this is what you know as the phantom. So, and I talked about it a few times. I mean, Ashiana Dean is good for beginners, I think, in the spiritual community. So I don't agree with everything she says, not with everything, because I saw it a little bit different, but I feel she was very accurate on the phantom. I talk about the AI phantom. So that's why I over and over talk about digital humans, digital extraterrestrials. They're running on a software, because they are almost no organic beings. This is like they're just digital. You understand? And they tried to copy our team with their technology. And they need the AI to appear as humans. So this means many clones or Doppelgänger in German, Doppelgänger or double walker, I don't know the English translation for this, they're walking around here on Earth. So you know them as NPCs or soulless. So, and the divine process also includes for you as a starseed, which have a soul, for sure, you have a soul, you see more and more and more through all these characters. That's a little bit creepy to see. Oh, wow, there are many NPCs walking around. But even this, try to see it more with neutrality. Don't attach emotional so strong on this, or don't try to expose them, even when you are pretty sure, hey, this spiritual teacher is an NPC, just an example, okay? And that's the war I was talking about before, this division, yeah? The provoking war, that we are all doing this to each other, okay? So when you see, okay, this person is really soulless, and you are pretty sure, I suggest don't expose them, official. Because when people expand their consciousness, they will see through this. And then they will simply detach from these people and they will not consent. But as long as people do consent, they have something to learn. You understand? It's like we taking away the process, even when it sounds strange. So, and this is what you know as the phantom. So, and this is, if you will, the infiltration, the hijack software. And for us, it's not so easy to see through this yet because we slowly open our hearts. So, and what I'm getting is, it's the greatest redemption. So, and all these beings, these NPCs, gatekeepers, you know what I'm talking about? they're provoking this division in the spiritual community. And you see them always fighting. Maybe you see there are two spiritual people at war suddenly, official. So, but in return, you see, actually, they are all soulless. So, but everyone claims to know the truth. That's also a typical war in the spiritual community. When there are beings which tell you, I know the truth, you must believe me, give your power away to me because I know the truth. My suggestion, I'm careful. So I just pick up what resonates with me and I leave the rest. So even when people tell me, hey, I know the truth, believe me, I just pick up what resonates with my heart. And this is the infiltration, the hijack program, so to speak. It goes very, 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 very deep. So I cannot explain it within 15 minutes. It's really a lot. So, and if you will, they just tried to copy our team from our homes with their technology. Why, may you ask? I cannot say for sure. There are many different reasons, but one of these reasons, and I'm pretty sure, is jealousy. They are jealous of the divine creation and they want to have the same. And because they need the AI to have a physical body like you have, so they always try to study us closely. They try to get information from us as well, as starseeds, because maybe they can return back into higher dimensions. It's hard to explain this. It's so crazy, I know. So, and this is how you recognize them. There is never a true soul connection happening. Never, never. So even when you meet them in real, you feel, okay, they are good in doing marketing. Most of them, they are very good in doing marketing. But you see, there is no true soul connection happening. It feels so empty. Empty conversations, empty bodies. There is no soul. Yeah. So if you will, this is the false light, or how shall I explain that? These are the fallen ones. So they really have no soul, and many clones of them walking around as well. So, and that's the reason why there are so many people try to figure out if Joe, the current president of the USA, is a clone or not. You understand? Because they have a very advanced AI technology to do so. Okay? So it goes very deep. And this is, if you will, the infiltration in the new age. But when you talk to your team, you always have a deep soul connection. You feel this deep homecoming, and you feel it in your heart if it's right or not, because you are an empath. You are hypersensitive. As I told you, you would never have the idea to hurt someone. When you see a person is living on the street and tries to, searches for help, you understand? So you would never have the idea to tell this person it's simply your fault. Or that you do this, to pull this person more down. And this is what the toxic ones always let us believe. This is the only way to survive. So when there are people which are in trouble, which need help, right? That we pull them, more down this way. Like, see, it's simply your fault. You're just a victim. This way, right? The savior and victim program is also part of this. So this is or collapsing. Because you as an empath, you feel it deep in your heart. That's not right. When a person needs help, we must do this. Right? Because we really must help each other. And when you have the power to help, why not? And imagine when all people would do the same and we help each other, it would already be over. Suddenly, all this war, this division, it's all over. No confusion, nothing. But you see, most people are so afraid to help. They are so afraid to speak the truth because they believe this is normal. This is how life works, they believe. You understand? So, and this is the process for the collective slowly to understand something is off with the government. And my take on again, that people just will understand when the government is exposing all this. And when they see it finally on CNN and not before. This is just what I see right now. Because we already did so much, guys, we starseeds. And you see, most people, they made their choice already. But what you can do is stay in your heart and transcending the false matrix. Because the more you're transcending this twisted games, the spiritual bypassing, yeah, it's highly narcissistic, camouflaged in love and light. You know, we try to help each other, and you see they attack these high vibrational countries like Hawaii. You understand? And the people, they search for help, they need help. And now we tell them, no, I could help you, but you were just in a low vibration. You must heal your karma first. Maybe then I can help you. You understand? This is so, what is this? Okay? And this is the infiltration. In other words, these toxic beings are psychopaths, sociopaths, and narcissists. So they have their own rules, so to speak, and their own understanding about life. And it's all inverted and twisted. And because they knew we will incarnate, they tried with all cost to keep us in their consciousness as well. You understand? And this is what you know as the false ascension matrix. I call it the phantom many times. So, and we suddenly defend them, which are responsible for so much chaos now on earth. But now we defend them because it's simply our fault, isn't it? So that's what I try to say. This is the infiltration, and this is not the natural order. This is not the law of one. This is really not Christ consciousness. It's not. It's basically 3D and 4D over and over again. 3D, 4D, 3D, 4D, 3D, 4D. And most of these beings, they are in 4D now. I talk about those which are creating so much chaos on earth. And it's over and over the same strategy. In German, there is an English translation for this, but I don't know how to explain it in English. In German, this tactic is called Schuldumkehr. Schuldumkehr. This means, actually, it's their fault, but they invert it around and that you believe it's your fault. But actually, they did it and not you. And then suddenly they blaming you and that you believe it's your fault. I did everything right. It's simply your problem. So, and this is what we know in German as Schuldumkehr. I don't know if this victim blaming. Yes, of course, you are right. Victim blaming, I think. So this is a very typical strategy by a narcissist. So, and you must know the dark agenda, basically, they are all dark. Gaslighting as well. Yes, of course. This is the strategy. So, and because we empaths are so kind, we have such a wide open heart, we are always willing to learn, we are so curious, right? We want to learn, we want to know what's going on, we are listening. Maybe I can learn something, isn't it? It's like you are curious, so maybe this person is right. Maybe it's really my fault. Maybe I really did something wrong. This is our weakness, and they know. That's why they attack us straight over and over and over and over there. And finally, you believe you did something wrong, but it was them. You understand? And this is also the false ascension matrix, and this is how they play. It's over and over the same strategy. So this means when you study psychology and the narcissist, right? When you read their tactics and everything, yeah, then slowly you will see it through the infiltration, the spiritual community as well, I believe, because it's really obvious. So when you studied a narcissism, you will see the same tactic in the spiritual community too. Just the label changed. It's just camouflaged in love and light, right? But actually it's the same again. But now it's called love and light, and you were just in a low vibration. You understand? So it's exact the same. So, and this is how to recognize when you feel in your heart, you starseed, when you feel in your heart something is off, trust that feeling you have. Because you have a strong intuition. This is your gift. All empaths have, and starseeds, you have a strong intuition. And your first feeling tells you if it's off or not. And please trust the first feeling you have, because many times you already felt it. And then you believed here, maybe you are mistaken. Oh no, you're simply going crazy. So then you go through this cycle to figure out, shit, I was right. My intuition told me already what's going on. Why didn't I listen? isn't it? So many times it's just confirming your feeling. So, and now you have the chance to trust your first intuition always, always, and never give your power away to an extraterrestrial, to an entity, to an ascended master, to no one. So always discern with your heart, and this is the strongest shield, and this is the energy of Christ. This is the energy of Sophia. There is no confusion. You just claim your power, you trust your first intuition. The first feeling you have in your heart, this is Christ. And there is always a deep soul connection happening, always. Between you and the other person, a deep soul connection. It's not just like this until you have just the other opinion, and then it's over. No love and light. And I experienced this many, many times. So when I just had an other opinion, just the other opinion. So it doesn't say that I don't like these people, I just have other opinion. You are false light! You are false prophet! This way, right? So, I just have other opinion. So that's it. You understand? And this is what we have to learn. That even when it's camouflaged in love and light, it doesn't say it's already Christ. Okay? So I don't know if this resonates with you, and I try to break it down as best as I can. And what many people see now is how cruel and how cold these beings are with Hawaii. How cruel and cold. You understand? So this means we cannot tell each other over and over again, this just happened because these people were in a low vibration. They are not in peace consciousness, in Christ consciousness. That's why they attacked them. No. These beings, they can hardly deal with Christ, and they don't like Christ because they don't understand what Christ is. They don't understand the soul level. They don't understand your heart. And they try to keep their toxic system as long as possible. So watch Jupiter ascending, my suggestion. So then you see how they play, yes. This is them. You see the Dracos in Jupiter ascending, you see the Greys in Jupiter ascending, and you see also the Anunnaki royals. So these galactic humans, these are the ancient Anunnaki, so to speak, yeah, the royals. And they are on the top of the pyramid, you know this. So they have a hierarchy, and who is on the top? It's them, what I saw. It's the Anunnaki which still hold on their hijack matrix, and they don't listen. You can talk to them over and over and over again, but they don't change. And they want to keep the rules. Okay? So they have a hierarchy, this, you know? So what I see is they are on the top. And you see it in Jupiter ascending too. That they are really on the top, even in this movie. These are really no coincidences. So just saying. So that's all I can say. So and always discern with your heart. So discern with your heart, feel the frequency. Feel the frequency of a person and see their intents. That's all I can say. So, and the true soul connection always happens. Always. With an organic being, when you are in contact with your team, you always feel this deep homecoming, this deep love, unconditional love. And they don't give you orders. Your team will never give you an order, or they will never command you this. When a being is doing this to you, you can be sure it's not your team. Because your team accepts your free will. And they want to see you expressing your free will. And they're supporting you in expressing your free will. And that's the big difference to the toxic ones, because they even didn't allow us to have free will, almost. They also tried to hijack our free will, everything. It's so crazy, yeah, but this was them. I don't know if this resonates. Okay, so I see Shiba donated as well. So thank you so much, Shiba. I hope you are still here. So I think I will go offline very, very soon. So it's not easy for me to break it down, to be honest. Oh, someone else donated, I see. But I really will go offline after them. Thank you so, so much. So Shiba is here. So where is Shiba, please? So you asked for a spirit guide reading, I think. And I also received a donation by Raina. Let's see what Raina tells me. Kraya Raina is your name. Shiba is here. Okay, super. Let's see. I read your message here. Okay. Spirit guide reading. Let's see what I'm getting for you. First of all is, I don't know if I got it right what I see. I see you are a very logical based person. I see. You are very clever, very intelligent. I see. You are a person, you learn super fast. It's like when a person explains something new, you remember super fast and you know what to do super fast. I don't know if I got it right what I see. But I feel your process is your heart. So to open your heart and that you trust also your intuition. I don't know if I got it right what I see. I feel you are a person, you tried to control everything. I don't know what I'm getting about you. I see that you are a person, you try to control everything. But you cannot slowly, you see. Because the more you open your heart, the more you go with Christ. And I talk about your soul and I talk about your heart. And that's what I'm getting. Your process is just that allow yourself to see with your heart a little bit more. And you cannot control everything. You cannot control your soul. When your soul sends you messages, we must listen now. So when we are on the ascension timeline, we go now with our hearts. Our operating system simply changes. So this means the old ways are not working. The old ways of manifestation, not working. Because we operated over and over from our brains, just from our brains. This is what we did and we believe this is normal. Okay, and now it just changes and now we operate from our hearts. Yeah, maybe it's scary because you cannot say for sure what happens next when you just trust your intuition. But I feel this is your process now, that you allow yourself to open your heart. And because you are a very logical based person, you cannot forget. You know who you are and you know what to do. So you will never take off or you will never lose your roots. Never. Don't be worried to take off now because you're very logical based. And I see your 3 lower chakras are strong. But I see up till here, your heart, I see here, these chakras are opening if you allow it. So that's all I can say. Yeah. And maybe your life will change. Maybe you make different decisions more and more and more. And I feel that you go this way step by step. And I don't know if you are new in spirituality. I cannot say for sure, but I feel you are a person. How shall I explain this? You know a lot and you understand spirituality strong here. Yeah. And maybe you also work with science a lot. But you will see when you try to get everything just with science here, something is missing and it's your intuition, it's your soul. So that's all I can say. So don't be afraid to let go of control because I feel you're a person who want to take control over yourself and maybe you are very harsh on yourself. But you see now we are all processing like crazy. Everyone is in another state of consciousness. So we just help each other. So that's all I can say. Thank you so, so much. Do I get more messages or is this all 1 second? No, that's all to be honest. Yeah, so you are on a good path, but just go a little bit more back into your heart space. Athena, my list is closed. So I do the last reading now. So I will go offline very, very soon. But thank you so much for trusting in my service. I try to go online as soon as possible again. Thank you so much. Yes, prayers to Hawaii. You're all right. So it's very horrible what happened there. So I was watching this a little bit. There are many hidden secrets coming up to the surface again. It's over and over the same. There's so much darkness coming up over and over again, right? So, but now you have the chance to see what's happening here. That's what I get about the spiritual community, that we really see what's going on here. Okay, but it's good. It's just reclaiming our power and we just see more and more through this infiltration and through all illusions. So actually it's good. So that's why don't be afraid to transcend the false matrix. Okay, so next we have Gurnit Reiner. Let's see if this person is here. I hope you are here right now. So then I do your energy healing and then I will go offline, I think. Thank you so, so much. Simona. So let's see if someone else donated. Yeah, I can check it again because actually Raina is last on the list. Yeah, it's last on the list. So I'm closed for today. Priya Raina is the name. Ah, super. Thank you so much for letting me know. You asked for an energy healing. Okay, let's do this. I got a healing for my sister. Oh, okay. So this means I dive into the energy of your sister. Do I got it right? Or is it for you? I wait for her. I just want to be sure. Okay, then I dive into her energy. Okay. First of all, I ask, am I allowed to do the healing onto her? What is her higher self telling me? I receive yes. Up to a certain point, I receive. So, yeah, let's see what comes up. I'm working very intuitive. First of all, I check her chakras. Her crown chakra is open. Her third eye is opening. Oh, I see her throat and her heart, especially her heart is blocked from. It feels like she's going through a lot. I feel much pain. So when I dive into her energy, it feels very heavy here in my heart space. Traumas, childhood traumas. I don't know, but I feel it's a lot. Did she ever practice something like not forgiveness, but something like that she can detach from the past? That she tries to understand a higher picture of her past, or that she gives herself a higher meaning? Because I feel something like she knows she went through a lot, but it feels to me like she doesn't know why. Why did she went through all this? And the message I have for her is try to give yourself the higher meaning. Why did you went through this? And just you alone can do it. So how do you see this? Maybe you can transcend it. Maybe you can change it. Maybe you can serve the people. Or maybe through this darkness, you know your gifts. Maybe it was just preparation. Yeah, that's what I see here in your heart. And she's allowed to detach from this. And sometimes I feel she dives too much into the past. I feel, or maybe she talks a lot about the past over and over and over and over and over again. Yeah, and I feel it's important for her to detach from it and that she stays focused on her goals and on her visions. Very important. She's allowed to detach from the darkness, in other words, because she faced so much darkness and she saw so much darkness. And I think the time has come for her to see the light. That's what I see. I hope so much it resonates. I can help her, but I feel it's important for her to work active, that she makes new decisions, that she's doing affirmations. Like it starts with she's getting up in the morning and she looks into the mirror and she's just smiling and she's staying focused on what she likes about her. It starts with this. Or what are the first thoughts she has when she wakes up? Really, it starts with this. That she tries to change her programs. What I see, it's also part of her work. And that's what I see. It's not just energy work, okay? I feel she has a strong solar plexus chakra. She has much energy. She's strong. She's a strong soul, a strong woman. Her sacral chakra, I feel, is important because actually she's a very feminine soul, very female, feminine. But maybe she suppresses the energy a little bit. And I see her root chakra is strong. But in first case, I see her heart. Yeah, that she's allowed to detach from this story and that she tries to give herself the higher meaning and that she stays focused on her goals, on her life, on what she can do in the world, what does make her happy. You understand? That's what I see. when I dive into her heart space, and that she's practicing affirmation, that she's having new experiences, what I'm getting, that she can open her heart more. Okay. I see no negative contracts, no shadow parasites, no implants. I just see sometimes she's not fully in her body, I see. Especially when she dives too much into the past, I feel her soul, is not fully here. Her soul, sorry. Her soul is not fully here. That's what I see. Okay, let's do this. I sing and speak now in light language and just feel the energy and see what happens with your body and with your energy. First of all, I shared her aura, Kalasaria mai tilitama sarai, tanaitini tiki utuna snayata kishisharoya, baitilit amua, bakturoya senit, alethanitama sarai. You're protected, ktoroya talasaya, hold the connection, takastarai tilitimasaya, lifasumuraya. You're protected, you are blessed, aitala, romois niatasaya. Speak your truth, kusarai. Letiniseria, I dive into her heart chakra. Letiniseya, detach, kshaya, sanaraya, sanaya, removing all cords, removing all ties, alahamas. Come on, listen, lift on, listen, have faith, hold the connection, alaitanis. You are saved, Letimisaya, you are loved, Amaitilisaya, come back into your body, Atinirayat, Katanuroya, stay grounded, Litamarait, Hisium, Magdasam, Listera vedekate uktoros netan, biliteuk tonosaraiteya. Believe in yourself, letesheria, baitenitakuya aikilitamase, delitamasaya tenisaraya, letenasaya, you're protected, shielding galatarai, tenitane, tilitini seya, laitinitumusoya. Okay, I did the healing onto you now. I hope so much it helps you. So thank you so much for trusting in my service. So I do the last final check now. Let's see if someone else donated, but my list is closed for today. Thank you so much for your patience and for understanding. So I check a little bit the comments here. You know, when I speak, so I'm just talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. Hi, it's so crazy now, harder than ever. Yeah, at the moment it's crazy. They shoot around like crazy, yes. Because Sophia Christ already returned in our matrix. So I talk about the codes. These are very lovely codes, or heart-centered codes. In other words, it's Christ consciousness. So it's already here. The sun helps us as well. These high vibrational solar flares, they're helping us as well to anchor it. Yeah, and they hold on their twisted matrix, highly narcissistic matrix, toxic matrix, sociopathic matrix, however. So yeah, they try to hold on this, and they're running on survival mode, what I feel. Yeah, now they try to divide the spiritual community, and they divide the starseed community now. They are after us. So this is what you feel. So the strongest shield is your heart. It's the energy of Christ. And trust your intuition. Trust your intuition and do what your heart truly desires. Share your amazing gifts with us. Speak your truth. So, and then you are divinely guided. So, and you know exactly what to do. Okay? Thank you so much. You are so awesome. So I will go offline now. Thank you so much. So many people were here today. Wow, amazing. I see over 20K likes today. Wow. So yeah, I'm so happy to see that my TikTok channel grows again. I'm so happy, right? So when you know me from my previous TikTok channel, it was much work, almost 3 years hard work, simply destroyed. So yeah. So my old content is still published on my Instagram channel. So if you will, I used Instagram as my backup account, so to speak, and you find all the TikTok content I published once on my Instagram channel, which is called official.akura. Okay, when you are interested in to watch my previous content, so it's all online on my Instagram channel. Thank you so much. You're so awesome. I will go online as soon as possible again, so please stand strong. This is just what I see as a channeler. Yeah, and slowly we really begin to see what Christ truly is. So, starseeds, when we don't understand what it is, who else? Because actually you are here with these codes. You are here and you're embodying these codes. So, and now we are fighting. So what? So we are here to help each other. Okay. Thank you so much. Take care and see you soon again. Ciao. You're so awesome. Tschüss.